I know that these humans are the real animals. I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow their house down.
And especially the African-American experience. It's literally not duplicated anywhere on Earth in history. African-Americans are a completely unique phenomenon as a people. Who they are culturally, what their history is, what their experience is, isn't duplicated anywhere on Earth. You don't know where you came from. You don't know what country you came from. You don't know what culture you came from. You don't know what language you came from. You don't know what your religion was before. You, like I've said before, you're more American than anyone because you don't have any other identity. Actually, your entire identity is American-based. That's not the case of anyone else. I'm Irish American. I'm German American. I'm Italian American. I'm Jewish American. I'm this or that, the other. You can say African American, but you don't know anything about Africa. You don't even know which part of Africa. Africans don't call themselves that because I know my tribe. I have my language. I have my region, my country, my whatever. Like me saying European American. I'm not European. I'm specifically Irish and German. But you can't say that. You are American. You're the original Americans. You know? Everyone else is immigrants. You can't even be called immigrants. Yeah. You know? You're originally American, and your culture is as close to being the indigenous culture of America as there can be without you being the indigenous people. You know? You're the indigenous people of the entity called America, called the United States of America. Everything else came from elsewhere. Your culture is the only one that came from right there because you were cut off from everything else. You know, there's nobody else like that. There's nobody else like that in the world. There's no other culture like that in the world.
I want peace. I want problems always. And I love killing. Killing is my hobby. I used to kill. And I want problem anytime, any day, everywhere. Call me.
Took my hey. I'm going back out there. Man, it's hot, boy. I'm not complaining, but I had to hydrate. Anyway, I want y'all to check out this video, man. Stop arguing with these idiots. I troll them, but I'm not even gonna do that no more. They're unworthy. But yeah, check it out. Now, I know the Moorish thing, the doctrine. They're not Moors. Some people are coming into the realization of Berbers and some other things. But it's bigger than that. So listen to this gentleman here. The documentation is pretty spot on, but it's the Moor thing. We want to visit him, but no damn Moors. That's not what we're called, what the people were called, all right?
In China, a shocking scandal involving the illegal trade of human corpses has been uncovered. Instead of being cremated, over 4,000 bodies were secretly sold to two major biomaterial companies which are tied to the state. The corpses were then dissected and turned into bone grafting materials, generating millions of dollars in revenue over a span of 8 years. The scheme involving funeral homes, doctors, and a state-owned enterprise has exposed a dark side of China's medical industry. Here's our report with more.
In northern China, prosecutors have uncovered a disturbing decade-long scheme involving the illegal sale of corpses meant for cremation. This scheme, spanning at least 7 provinces, has implicated dozens of suspects, including funeral home managers, doctors, and company shareholders. At the center of this shocking case are 2 companies, Shanxi Osteorad Biomaterial and Sichuan Hengpu Technology. From 2015 to 2023, these companies illegally obtained more than 4,000 corpses, generating nearly $53 million in revenue. The cadavers were collected from funeral homes across various localities and were then dissected, stored, and eventually processed into biomaterial devices used in bone grafting procedures. The scheme was not limited to just the companies. Funeral homes in the southwestern provinces of Yunnan, Guizhou, and Sichuan, as well as in the Chongqing municipality, played a crucial role. These funeral homes charged families for cremation services, but instead sold the corpses to hospitals for dissection and storage. In some cases, unclaimed bodies were chosen for the illegal trade. A staff member at the anatomy department of Guilin Medical University purchased at least 450 corpses from 3 of these funeral homes, paying around $125 per body. The bodies were then sold to Shanxi Osteorad for up to $1,400 each. In another instance, a transplant surgeon at the affiliated hospital of Qingdao University processed and sold at least 10 bodies to the company, earning between $1,400 and $3,000 per corpse. Shanxi Osteorad staff not only mishandled the cadavers, but also fabricated the necessary documentation to cover their tracks. This allowed them to bypass strict regulatory oversight that typically governs the use of cadaveric tissue for medical purposes. The scandal came to light in September 2023 when China's National Audit Office began investigating the irregular earnings of the Guilin.
And now when
the fuck moment of the day? Let me show you some real American history. I'm willing to bet dimes of dollars that you believe this to be a Native American. But there's a little bit more to this story than you think. See, this is Mr. Curtis Edward. And I know what you're thinking. What the fuck could this guy possibly have to do with Native Americans? Well, let me tell you a little story. Once again, going back to, the same fucking people over and over again. Mr. Morgan was the one that hired him to create the North American Indian. Spent about $75,000 over 5 years, the equivalent to $1.5 million today, to make 20 volumes with 1,500 photographs to erase the originals.
Leave it in the comment section. But yo, before that, check out this other video. Oh my goodness. Anyway.
All right. Here we go. What's in the shot? First of all, the childhood wellness plan. Everybody, 72 mandated vaccines by the age of 18. They start injecting pregnant women. Second trimester. They give 99% of newborns hepatitis B vaccine. It contains biopersistent aluminum. It's the beginning of the problem. This is the scaffold that's been going on and on and on. In 1986, Congress gave Big Pharma carte blanche. Put in whatever you want. You have absolutely no liability. And in that year, the vaccine schedule tripled. I fell into grace, I call it, when I testified against vaccine mandates in our legislature. Maine had a 95% voluntary vaccination rate. People actually believed in them. And they passed it anyway. So now, you know, I don't have to tell you the rest of the story, but that's 72. And take a look at how many that is Babies are getting 7 shots at the same time. You baby boomers out there, oh, yeah, vaccines are safe and effective. Don't you remember polio and all of that stuff? Well, guess what? You had maybe 4. These kids have 72. That means that the people who first started with the 72 shots and now...
In the comment section, please.